Well, welcome to Texas, everybody. I'm headed to find some wine. The best wine store around me is Total Wine, so wish me luck. Just kidding. They typically have some decent stuff, but you're going to come along with me. We're going to do a little shopping at the local Total Wine here in Texas, and we'll see how we do. Cheers, partner. All right, so if you're familiar with the general layout of Total Wines, they typically have a kind of what I would consider heavy hitter section in the beginning, you know, Old World, Bordeaux, Cabs, things like that. And let's see what they got. All right, so I did take the hat off. Couldn't do it inside. Not that Texas, you know. But anyways, I think the selection is pretty decent, especially some of the Bordeaux stuff. You have like your big names, Aubryon, some Lefort, Latour, Montrose, Pauillac from Lynch-Bage, La Mission Aubryon, things like that. But, you know, as you can assume, pricing, absolutely wild. I kind of wanted to introduce my mom to some Burgundy whites, and I'm seeing some Puligny Montrachet, some Corton, Charlemagne, things like that. So I'm gonna dive in and maybe see if I can get some cool whites. Okay, so originally I wanted to be somewhere around $100 for a nice bottle of Bordeaux. They have a 2012 Léoville Barton there, which I think could be a good pick. If I wanted to up the budget a little bit, and by up the budget I mean double it, we could go Lynch-Bage, and that's 15 as well. And then some Obéis also under consideration, but those are 16s. I think I've had better luck with 15 stuff. All right, gonna give the heavy hitter section a rest and go look at maybe some Sancerre or Riesling. Okay, nice little white Burgundy section. You know me, I don't know shit about white wines. The only things that are like really calling my attention is maybe the Drouin, Puligny Montrachet. I was also looking at maybe, I have heard of this producer. I've had some of his stuff before, I like it. There is a like 70 Les Beaunes. This is Premier Cru. I don't know, is that a decent price? Is that a good wine? I don't know. This is definitely something I know more about. So you can have some of the bigger name chateaus, things like that. Léoville Barton, one of my favorites. Also, I found this kind of just hiding here by itself. 2015, fantastic year. And look, there's it. Seems like glass bottle. Might see how much this is, because that might just be a great wine to get in general. Okay, Italy, some Italian reds. Kind of have your big names here, Valdicava, some Argiano, things like that. Obviously a shit ton of Cab too, but if you know me, I just cannot stand younger Cabs. But yeah, I think in general Cab is just tough. You know what I mean? I feel like either there feels like there's too much intervention in it, and if there isn't, if it's young, then like I probably just don't want to spend the money that I'm going to spend on it. And I feel like anything 70s, 80s, 90s Napa is just kind of banging. Little Penfold sighting. Different, they got Max's, bin 389, looks like. All right, I will say this is kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know anything about Riesling either. Gin, please don't kill me for saying that. But I don't really recognize any of these labels. I mean, even if you get up to the more expensive stuff, Domaine Weinbach. I don't know, am I an idiot for not knowing that? But yeah, I don't see any like the Muellers or anything like that. All right, I just asked one of the employees how much that 15 Léoville was, Léoville Barton. So we'll see. All right, so the 15, 150. I don't think the pricing is that bad, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna snag it, especially while I'm here, you know. Such a great bottle, and I think it'll be awesome with our prime rib dinner. You know, one thing I do think is interesting is you got some like fantastic bottles down below here. They kind of put them on the bottom shelf. I mean, you even have like Popeyes and Smith Lafitte kind of hiding right back there. I'm really confused with like how they decide to structure this all. It's almost a little hard to understand, to be honest with you. I guess maybe they're trying to put stuff up here that they want to sell that's not as expensive, that they think people will grab and go. But yeah, it's interesting. Man, one thing I will say though, as a Bordeaux nut, tons of 2015 hanging around from great producers. I mean, you have Armagnac. Obviously, we just picked up the Leoville Barton. There were some other great 15s in kind of there. My dumb ass almost completely forgot about the fact that I need to get some sort of Sangiovese, whether it's Chianti Classico or something for a little pizza night tomorrow as well. So let's see what they have in terms of the Chianti selection. Here's what we're looking at. This is like their top shelf, I guess. I've had Fontotti, but I've only had their Syrah. All right, so as you know, I was in the Italian section looking at some Chianti Classico and Brunello, and I texted Brunello Papi, who is one of the goats in Brunello knowledge. He's a mentor in the wine game for me, but especially knows his Brunello knowledge, and he is telling me to go with the Castel Giocondo Brunello di Montalcino from Frescobaldi. So that's going to be our pick for pizza. What's going on, everybody? Down here in Dallas, Texas, as you can see from the beginning of this video, I want to do kind of a fun video where I went to Total Wine, which is probably the best wine selection in and around the North Dallas-Fort Worth area where my family lives, and just wanted to go in and see what the selection was like. My mom is cooking up some fantastic meals while we're here, and I absolutely love my mom's cooking. So I wanted to go ahead and get some wines that I thought would pair well with what we were doing. So tomorrow we are having pizza, her homemade pizza. Absolutely love it. So I went ahead and got some sort of Italian Sangiovese, which I'll show you here in a second. And then we have a prime rib dinner, which is always phenomenal. So went ahead and got some Bordeaux. You know me, boring Bordeaux guy, so went ahead and went that direction for that. Also, she's not a huge white wine fan, so I wanted to get something that I thought she would enjoy from a white wine perspective. I don't think she's really drank a lot of the white wines that I personally would like, so wanted to do that. We have a 2018 Castel Giocondo Brunello di Montalcino from Frescobaldi. I actually can't take any credit for this one. As I mentioned in the video, my friend Brunello Papi on Instagram, he recommended this Brunello. So anytime he makes a Brunello recommendation, have to go with it. But as you know, right, Sangiovese and pizza is like a power combo. It doesn't get much better than that. So we're gonna give this a go tomorrow with the homemade pizza, and there will be more content to follow with that. Monday night, went ahead and picked up a 2015 Chateau Leoville Barton. The last bottle actually in the store, the guy who was helping me out was a nice old gentleman. He even gave me the tag and he goes, here, just, you know, so you can remember this wine after you drink it. So, you know, I say it all the time, 2015, absolutely great vintage in Bordeaux, right? If you made a shitty wine in 2015, you probably just shouldn't be making wine. And for this to come from one of my favorite chateaus, I am so excited about this, and I think my mom is gonna love it. Last but not least, we have a Jadot. This is a Sauvignon Le Bon Clos de Getz. I don't know, that's a hard one. Might have to bring mom in for the pronunciation of that one. It is a Premier Cru 2020. Don't know really anything about this wine. As you know, I am completely oblivious when it comes to white wines. I just saw it was Premier Cru. It's from a producer that I know and figured it'd be good. Last but not least, we did get some Riedels while we were there. Shout out to Max for that. No, I'm just kidding. This isn't sponsored, but Max, for real, if you want to sponsor me with some Riedels, would love that. Mom doesn't have the best wine glasses, so I wanted to grab a few, especially given the caliber of wine that we're having. So I'm excited to open these up and share a glass of wine with the family while we're here. The totals, I'll go ahead and put that on the screen here for the total 3 bottles. I know Total Wine is usually a little more expensive, right? But especially in this area, it's kind of the best access that you have to wines. So let me know your thoughts on how I did in the comments down below, both from a price point and just from a selection. And I'm really looking forward to enjoying these with the family over the next couple days here. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content. See you soon.